fans, and welcome to Yardley, Pennsylvania.
To do a little racing, about 500 miles. My thoughts of embracing speed around the
life in the fast lane, that's for sure. Feeling the need for speed. We don't have to recall any races, though.
No,
right?
no recalls. I didn't have to go to Talladega. We went up to Oaks last weekend, and we had a fantastic weekend.
Yeah.
And we got a caller on the line, and it's Earl.
I think it is, right.
The master of the motorsports.
There you go. You're up with Fred. Go ahead. Hi.
Hey, good morning, Fred. Good morning, Jim. Earl Krause here.
Hey, Earl.
Yep.
Yeah, what a weekend we had. Didn't we?
Nice little interview there, huh?
Great.
Yeah, we had a great time all weekend. I needed that weekend.
Heard you talking about your new potential mechanics there, the kids from the York County Technical School. They did a great job with the motors there. That's, as you say, there's hope for the future. Well, that was terrific. Part of a great show.
No, yeah, thank you. Yeah. We interviewed over 50 people. You were one of them. And,
it was a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it was a pleasure to have you on there. And we couldn't talk enough last night about it. And Nick will probably join us at some point here. But just touch on some of the stuff that I didn't get to even see because I was doing interviews. We did over 60 interviews in the 2 days. And,
that's great.
Yeah, we interviewed almost everybody that walked by. But no, there was a lot more people than that. But we interviewed a lot of people.
Everybody's eligible.
Yeah. So even the young kids driving, that was really encouraging for me for that too. Was the kids getting into motorsports, running the slingshots and the go karts and the corner midgets and TQs. Some of them were like as young as 13-year-old. I'm trying to talk my grandson into doing it. So, but
well, that's one of the things that when I was on the show there at the show when I was being interviewed by you and Nick, and we talked about kind of like an overview of the show at that point. That looking around, at the kids who drive the slingshots and the micro sprints and the quarter midgets, of course, and go karts, and also over. Nearby was the micro stocks that race at Wall Stadium on Sundays. That's the future of the sport. And again, tying it in with the kids there from the York County Technical School, working on the motors and doing such a great job. There is hope, and I tell you, it's very, very promising. And at the show, we saw so many families, there because along with the racing standpoint, the family standpoint, so many young people there enjoying the show, and we'll look forward to seeing them at the racetracks, either in the pit area or in the grandstand, once we get back to racing. So very, very positive. And Len Salmons, his son Danny and Davey, and the entire staff, we were just really pleased, with the entire turnout of the show, Friday and Saturday. It was really, really excellent. And look forward to doing it again, basically the same weekend next year. So make your plans now.
All right, I'm going to book my booths again. I want the same booths. But
there you go.
We're probably not going to bring my car up next year because everybody's seen my car now. We might get somebody else's car or something. But
well, that's a good idea.
Yeah. If not, I mean, everybody's seen my car. They loved my car, which made me happy. And
yes, the 141 looks very good. And of course, Miss Motorsports.
Yep.
Doing the walk around on Saturday. She stopped by your booth. That was very nice.
Yeah. I got a picture of her with my car. I missed her the first time when she sat on my tire and got salt on her, but Nick took care of that.
And she's a racer. She competes at Evergreen Raceway in the 602 Crate Modified Division. So she's a racer at heart. So it's all part of the show. Yeah,
and the lady racers were a big hit too. We had Mallory. We interviewed Mallory Kutz, who was also a racer, and her journey to get ready for Miss Motorsports and her journey of weight loss and stuff like that, and how she races. And she made a book. She wrote a book and made a coloring book for kids. I mean, she's a really nice person, and it was just I did not run into anybody that had a bad time, and then they were all having a good time. So.
That's the thing. As I mentioned, it was all optimism at the show, enthusiasm. And again, one of the things we mentioned, during the interview there, was that 2020, 2021, even into 2022, people were still breaking out of the COVID pandemic situation, mentally, physically, emotionally, and now people are just ready to go out and have a good time. you could just sense the brightness in the air. And, it really showed at our motorsports event. And, hey, it's going to continue this weekend at Atlantic City Boardwalk Hall with the indoor racing.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll make it down to Atlantic City. I was planning on it, but I was informed we have other things to do this weekend. So
family priorities?
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
Trenton is on
Saturday.
the books.
Trenton race the end of February. That's indoor at the Cure Insurance Arena. That'll be indoor micro sprint racing on a dirt track, clay track, same type of clay that was used at the famous East Windsor Speedway, and that'll be the end of February. So we'll be talking about that on the show in the weeks to come. So that's going to be a good one.
So what's up with Atlantic City this weekend?
Well, racing takes place again. It's at the legendary Boardwalk Hall. It was actually 60 years ago, 6-0, that the first indoor race, the newer era of indoor racing, because actually indoor racing with midget cars took place at Boardwalk Hall, which was then known as Convention Hall in Atlantic City. Back in the late 1930s, there was indoor racing. And then it went away for some 25 years. And 1965, a gentleman named George Stockinger, who promoted the track is no longer there, of course, the Atlantic City Speedway. It was a half-mile paved oval right outside of the city in Pleasantville. And he actually promoted stock car and open cockpit racing there. And he made a deal with the city, the Atlantic City, to bring indoor TQ midget racing to Convention Hall. And that took place from 1965 through 1981. And he co-promoted it with Walter Chernicle, who was a writer and Associated Press photographer, who also was a staff member of Area Auto Racing News. They co-promoted the events at Convention Hall with the indoor racing for 1965 through 1981. And then in the early 2000s, Len Sammons and his sons, Danny and Davey, were able to bring back indoor racing at what's now Boardwalk Hall, and the tradition has continued ever since. So it's now the Gamblers Classic, which takes place on Saturday night, which ought to be February 1st as the weekend switches from January to February. But the racing begins on Friday night, starting at 7 o'clock. Actually, 7 o'clock racing both nights. Friday night, there'll be TQ midget racing on the indoor concrete track. It's a 10th mile oval, and they put down Coke syrup to give the cars traction. TQ midgets, the slingshots that you saw there at the show, motorsport show, and also champ carts. And the dirt track 600cc micro sprints will also be racing, and that's both nights. The Gamblers Classic on Saturday night is a 40-lapper for the TQ midgets, and that's where the big money is. And prior to that event, roughly 6 o'clock in the evening, for fans who have the tickets in advance, they can walk the show at FanFest. All the race cars from all four divisions actually will be brought down to the show floor right at the racetrack, and the fans can come down, walk around, meet the drivers and crew members in person, take pictures, get autographs. And one of our special guests, by the way, he's not racing at TQ, but he's a very famous drag racer, Ron Capps, who drives the funny cars. He raced for the Napa team, and he'll be there meeting the fans as well.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah,
I remember his brother Hub.
Yes, indeed. So it's going to be quite a show. So we'll just keep the excitement going.
Nice.
At Boardwalk Hall.
Yep, filling in the gap until the major race season starts up again.
That's interesting. Racing started back in the 30s at the
indoor racing.
Indoor at the Boardwalk Hall.
Well, there was there was a joke that auto racing started after the second Model T was built.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, that was also the spot for the Miss America pageant as well for many years.
Yes, exactly. The Beatles performed there as well.
Right.
So yeah.
It's great.
Hey, we got to give a shout out too. Back to the motorsport show for a minute. For our friend Billy calls in. I don't believe he was at the motorsport show. I never got a chance to see him there. But Maple Grove had an outstanding display with the dragster, the Jet Dragster. Yeah. And that was really cool, and that got a lot of comments. So shout out to them because as you saw, so many various exhibitors who were there. Everybody goes all out to really promote their products or tracks, and yeah, they had a really great one
Maple
there.
Grove. Yeah, we interviewed Shane, and we interviewed the guy that owns the jet car. That was pretty cool because I told him I could fix that if he needed to. Because being a former jet mechanic, so
Very good.
he looked at me like I had two heads.
At the show?
What's that?
Did you catch Dom Antonelli at the show?
Oh yeah, Dom came over. We interviewed him. Yeah, can't miss Dom.
Yep, he stopped by the media center. Yep, saw him for a while.
Yeah,
yes, indeed.
Yeah, Dom and his family, and we're going to help each other with our cars. You know, we're getting them ready for New Egypt coming up. And because I got some things I got to do. I did buy some stuff other than moonshine.
Just a couple of good old boys.
Oh, yeah.
Dukes of Hazzard over
sitting
there.
around drinking some butterscotch moonshine.
Yeah.
But I did.
Hey, one last thing, it was great having Ray Abraham and Bill Elliott there. Ray Abraham's wife, Erin. So just a great weekend.
Yeah, some of the people that I didn't get to see Bill Elliott at all because of everything that we were doing, and you guys were over on the other side. I did see Ray. I didn't get to interview him. He walked right past me, Nick, and Kate on Friday while we were setting up. But he was already passed by the time he got by. We're like, oh, crap. But because we could have got him. Seeing some of the guys like Fred Raymer and Kenny Brightbill and a lot of those guys, you know, that I haven't seen in years and years and years. And I don't know if you heard about it, but a guy that used to wrench a car with my dad for Kerry Schloeder's car, Alan Doan, he came over and he's recognized the name, so he asked me if my dad had a gas station in Ewing.
Oh, isn't that neat?
Yeah, so I was like, yeah. He goes, yeah, I'm Alan Doan. And I'm like, holy crap, I haven't seen you in 45 years.
Oh, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it was great to talk with him. And, you know, I called my dad and let him in. My dad was like, oh, tell him I said hi. It was great. So, yeah, so it was a great weekend all the way around.
Very good.
So,
okay.
All right, Earl. Well, we'll be looking forward to the updates on Atlantic City for next week, and when you get back on
we'll
here.
We'll be heading down tomorrow to get racing going, and I'll be calling in Wednesday with some updates.
Yeah, I think Kate and Warren are already down there. They're celebrating Kate's birthday. So,
Geez, I wonder where.
We had a nice visit with them after the show. We stopped at the Cracker Barrel there, in Chamonix after the show. That's our tradition with Warren and Kate, Pam and I, my wife. So it was very nice. Nice way to end the weekend.
All right. Well, Nick will be calling in here soon, and we'll be talking to you next week.
Thank you, Earl.
Tell Nitro Nick I said hello.
All right, Earl. Thank you.
Take care,
Nitro
guys.
Nick. There you go.
Bye.
Boy, two more opposite personalities you would never see, right? You know, I just, while Dolly was talking, I was wondering if ATCO has ever... I used to be a big deal years ago.
It closed down a couple years ago.
Yeah,
but,
and
it was a big deal growing up.
It was ATCO Raceway, and I figured it's close to Atlantic City. I thought maybe something might happen, but I just sort of faded.
Every once in a while, you hear somebody say they're going to buy the ATCO property, but I think it's already sold, and they can probably making warehouses out of it.
Yeah,
that's what happened in Englishtown, and I mean ATCO Englishtown, that was always a good one.
Big Daddy Don Garlett's funny cars.
It's a good track.
20 feet in the air. Remember those Raceway.
He just turned 92 last week.
Big Daddy Don Garlitz. That was a big deal.
And, Englishtown, ATCO.
Yeah.
You know, of course, Maple Grove's still going. It's one of the only ones in the area. There was one that was down at Fort Dix. I don't think it was really sanctioned, but we used to go down there and watch them run. It was always a lot of fun. This is right there off Texas Avenue in between McGuire and Fort Dix. I think it was one of the old runways. They used to drag race on there.
The servicemen there. Yeah, we'd be out there. Yeah,
we had a lot of fun. That was when I was a kid, you know, probably maybe 12, 13 years old. We used to go down with Dad. We used to sit on top of his truck and watch the drag races there. And I miss all those times. We were talking a little bit about Flemington last night and how we used to hang out.
Yeah.
Touched a lot on the nostalgia of it, because seeing the vintage cars up at the motorsports this weekend, there was a few of them. Ken Bren's car, who we all know, and he also had a midget there too.
It's a very welcoming business, isn't it?
Yes, it can be.
Yeah, it
there's
can be.
There's a lot behind the scene, like every other business. But if you don't let it get to you, this is a very rewarding
corporate stuff starts getting in, and you get tied down a little bit.
Yeah, we've heard stories about one guy getting thrown over for another driver, and but it's constantly changed. It's like everything.
It's real life.
You just go with it and hop in another ride and go.
But it does have a certain, kind of.
There's a positivity.
Yeah. or excitement that goes with it.
Yeah, there's
Anticipation.
excitement.
Anticipation. Yeah.
Even a bad race is a good race to me.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very happy to be anywhere near a racetrack, or whether it's drag Maple Grove or New Egypt, Bridgeport, Wall. I love Wall.
Yeah.
You know, that's where all of that.
Wall Township. Yeah.
Wall Township.
Wow.
I love Wall.
That's
I love the
another one.
racing down there. But I'm a New Egypt guy. So, but I'm going to try to hit Wall as many times as possible down there, doing some interviews and just enjoying the atmosphere down there.
Yeah. Monmouth is always sort of up and coming.
Yeah, and Monmouth. I mean, it's not hard to get to at
No,
all. It's like
no.
35 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
It's one straight shot, I-95 down to 34 North. If you're leaving from this area, it's I-95. You take the jug handle, 34 North, and you go to the very first jug handle, and you're in there. You're in Wall Stadium Speedway. I mean, it's not even a quarter mile up the road there, so it's probably the easiest one to get to.
Yeah.
Maple Grove, it's a little windy roads, but it's nice and scenic before you get there, and then when you get there, it's all hell breaking. The House of Chaos, as Kyle calls it.
Right. I mean, it's well, you're thinking about all these places. Well, they put racing in there. That would make sense, but it does.
It does.
Yeah, Monmouth, close to New York, everything's close.
I mean, when Wall was
Short
built,
time?
when Wall was built, probably Earl can tell us, probably back in, I think it was 1950 something. I think I remember him saying once, 51, 52. I'm sure there was not a whole lot of stuff down there, because even when I lived down there in the 80s, there was not a whole lot of stuff down there.
Yeah.
Now it's all grown up, and also it's like the world grew up around Wall Stadium Speedway.
Yeah, right.
So, but
and further down, it's along right along the shore.
Yeah, all 34, Route 9, all that stuff.
Yeah,
it's all easy. It's all easy to get to, and Flemington was right on Route 31. Easy to get to. It was right on Route 31.
You don't know where 31 ended and the races started. It's a little,
well, now you can't.
That's a crazy. That's a
now on Route
crazy
31,
road.
If you get to 15 miles an hour on Route 31, that's saying something, because it's so congested now. And then East Windsor was right off of Route 130, and not too far from 33. Now it's all houses.
It took them a million years to finish 78. I mean, back in the day.
Yeah.
And, I would think there would be something along there that Easton Allentown area would be.
Well, Allentown's got that indoor track. I heard a couple guys talking about going. I talked to a guy yesterday who not even affiliated with us. He was saying he was going to Allentown. He's running go-karts, and he's a Formula One racer, and he's in my business group. But he's a Formula One racer, and he runs for Team BMW. But they were going up. All the guys up there are going to run go-karts and stuff on the indoor track in Allentown. So there's some racing going on.
How about the sponsors of the? You get sponsors like if you're in Allentown, Mack Trucks would be one.
Yeah, you would think. Probably.
I would think.
Earl could probably speak to that more with Earl and Davey and Len from Ariana Racing. He was talking more about it.
Yeah.
About the sponsors there.
Yeah,
we're looking to get sponsors. I'm looking to hit some people up for some sponsorship and some notification about Trenton, the indoor race. And, this is our wheelhouse right here in Trenton.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 15 minutes away, and it's, right there, easy on and off.
Yeah, I would think corporate would like things like that. I think easy entry, maybe not very cost or at least not cost prohibitive.
I mean, you can advertise on this show.
Yeah.
You can advertise on, for WBCB. By the way, we had a great interviews at WBCB. We had an hour-long thing up there, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I think we have Nitro Nick on the line now.
That's right. Mr. Excitement is ready to roll here on WBCB. Hello, Nick.
I got a call to uplift the show. What's going on, Foxwell?
Well, you miss a day, and you sort of lose your edge a little bit every once in a while. But watching you guys on YouTube and on Facebook and everything, looks like you're having a pretty good time.
Oh yeah, having a blast.
Now I'm bored as hell. I don't even want to do this.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah. No way.
See, now next year when we do that, Jim, you got to come to the show.
Yeah. See you in action.
Yeah.
No, we want you to be a part of it.
Oh, okay.
You don't get off. You don't get the slack. You got to come hang out with us.
I don't want to be a third wheel, as they say.
No, you can be.
No third wheel.
There's no third wheels.
Nope.
Race cars.
Everybody's part of it. Yep.
Race cars have 4 wheels.
Okay.
Everybody's part of the team.
Yep.
Nitro Nick.
Yep. Yeah, we had some. You know, I was telling everybody we had some great interviews. We actually hooked up with another interview team, Low Down Dirty Entertainment, and we all of us got together, and they have like this one blanket notification about racing. All of us, we're all hitting it from all different angles.
Nice, very nice.
So,
Yeah, they have done it for a long time, and they actually got me started doing what I do, and then, you know, we're all in one. They do a different part of Pennsylvania, and then we do plus New Jersey, and it's just all one big team, and the people that do their part, I've known them for years, and I mean, we had a great show. We had a great response, a lot of interviews. We interviewed 54 individuals. We probably interviewed the most people, and it was a success. And Fred was smiling from ear to ear, so I call that a success.
Yeah, I was very happy all weekend. So,
Oh man.
Just
People love to talk.
Yeah, no,
good.
we got the kids. Nick gets them out of their shell.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Our next adventure will be the Hot Rods and Heroes thing that we do for Fred this summer. We'll get a lot of people out to that.
Right.
But I think the stream for WBCB, I think that was a real big hit at the show, and I think we got to make arrangements to do that again because I think the people really enjoyed that, and they got to watch it on YouTube, and that was a big hit along with all the other stuff we did. But I think that was a real good selling point for us.
And speaking of that, a lot of people came up to us, and me in particular, were like, that Hot Rod Santa thing that you guys do with WBCB is fantastic. Are you going to do something in the summer? I said, yeah, we're planning a Hot Rods and Heroes thing. We just got to pick a date and make sure it doesn't walk around other car shows that are going on in the area and some of the bigger races. But I said, yeah, we fully plan on doing something in the summer with WBCB and something like that. And they're like, count me in.
Oh, nice.
Count me in. That happened probably a dozen times while I was up at the motorsport show.
Yep. So big success, Jim. And the only thing missing was you. And we got to have Earl LaPearl in the center of me and Fred. We had a great interview with him.
Yeah, he was talking about that. Yeah.
Yep.
So things
All right, guys.
the momentum is building, it looks like. It really is. And it's and it takes a while to do it.
And like you said, we were talking about getting some sponsors and advertising. Join with us. Join with us. You do not believe how this has taken off for us. On all social media, all media platforms, all the different platforms.
And for advertisers can check them out. Nothing like the proof in the pudding there right on YouTube.
We're not just taking your money. We're reinvesting back into racing. We're reinvesting back into the shows to make it even better, to perpetuate this, and to make it more profitable for your business, make it profitable for our shows, make it profitable for racetracks. So
Absolutely.
that's what we're all about.
There you go.
Yep, absolutely. All right, guys, do what you do. I'm out here driving with the crazy people, so wish me luck.
Well,
That's another show in itself.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll have to do a remote from Nick's dump truck.
Oh God. Yeah.
Oh boy. All right, guys, be good.
All right.
There you go.
All right, see you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Nick. Boy.
Imagine doing a Facebook Live from Nick's thing. We'd have to bleep the hell out of that.
Oh, that would be, man. Yeah, that'd be like an old Jerry Springer show. Something old. Everything was always blip.
I can't speak enough on how well we had, how well of a time we had at Motorsports, and
it's something.
I'm still running through my head of everything that we saw and everything that we experienced.
You're up to a very good start, and then I think it starts to grow a little bit. Then you start to make some additions, and you edit here, and you go for more of that. You can only do that. You can only get there by just doing it.
Yeah, we just do it. And Nick's the kind of guy that would, I'm glad that we teamed up together.
Yeah.
I bring something to something else other than what Nick brings.
Yep.
Nick's been doing it a lot of years, and he's got the gift of gab and how to get everybody out of their shell. I don't have all that. I like to think I can talk, but I bring a different perspective to it.
You're the organizational guy.
Yeah,
somehow the pieces have to fit, and then you see the big picture.
Yeah,
there.
Kate's also organizational. So me, Kate, Nick, and Warren together, I think we have a great team of how to make this work.
Yeah.
And they're actually talking about some of their Kate and Warren started a business too.
Yeah.
Flag to flag track safety and information. So we're all trying to bring the racing back to the forefront like it used to be.
Yeah, and if you can get to... Oh, okay.
Oh, we got another call.
Yeah, all right. All right, you're up with Fred. Go ahead. Hello. Hello.
North Carolina.
Oh.
Hey, what's happening, Joe?
Yeah, former Area Auto Racing News staff member.
All right.
For a long time. We're getting ready for the Clash at Bowman Gray Stadium.
Yeah.
I'll be there on Saturday for the modified race, and they're going to do all the qualifying and heat races on Saturday, and then the big race on Sunday. So
Yeah.
Winston-Salem is cleaned up and getting ready for a real exciting event. The thing now that has excited me over the last few years is that North Wilkesboro now is hosting the All-Star race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bowman Gray has got the Clash, and this morning they're testing at Rockingham for
nice.
trucks and Xfinity.
Wow.
So bringing back 3 classic tracks in this region, getting back to the roots of racing, and getting out of those areas that really did not, were not for the fans. I mean,
Yeah. Jim and I were talking earlier about Los Angeles Coliseum, and that's where they had the Clash the last few years, and it just was not the same. It just was not the same.
No, they gave away tickets.
Yeah.
They couldn't sell out. Now, Bowman Gray only holds on a normal weekend 15,000, and they're putting in 17,000 somehow. And all the parking is off-site, which is fine. They're going to shuttle people in. But it's just amazing what they've done to that track. But they've changed the track. So it's, the hot shoes that are there every week, they're going to have to adjust to a track that is a lot narrower. They never had catch fences at Bowman Gray.
Right.
The fans could actually reach out and almost touch the cars.
Hey, that's not
how
good.
crazy it is. No, I mean, I was there, during practice on the backstretch, and I'm sitting basically on the wall taking pictures.
Yeah.
I didn't do that since I was a kid at Trenton Speedway when I would ride my bike and pop up on turn 1 and sneak photos.
I know the feeling.
But,
we used to do the same thing over in Trenton.
I never got caught either. So.
No, neither do we.
but yeah, we're really looking forward to this. The weather's supposed to cooperate.
Oh, good.
We had snow here. They don't know how to handle snow.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I have a friend that lives in Lexington, not too far from Winston-Salem, and they said they got snow down there. So I was like, yeah, good luck with that.
Tobacco Road.
But they were from up here, so they knew how to handle it. Everybody else didn't.
Absolutely. Sure.
Yeah, we know how to handle it, but the locals.
Yeah.
And if you need real moonshine, you got to come see me.
I will take you up on that. Yeah, I got this moonshine from a distillery out in Pennsylvania here, and it's good. But I know what it's like to get that North Carolina moonshine. I had some family down there.
You have moonshine music memories coming
there
up.
We go. I will. That'll start out good and end up bad. So.
Yeah, right.
All right, Joe. We're gonna have to wrap it up here, but thanks for the call, and we'll be watching the Clash this weekend.
You bet.
Got it.
Thank you so much. Go Deacons down there. Demon Deacons. There you go.
Yeah,
Man, this has been an action-packed hour here.
Yeah, I love it.
We've done a lot of work there. Good callers there for the Under the Hood, and good interviews and a lot of good anticipation for a lot of good things that are coming up. I think you could just feel it.
Yeah, got a great anticipation for this year. Everybody I talked to this year at Motorsports was so geared up for the racing season this year. It's totally turned around from a couple years ago.
All right, we've got the Fred Fletcher, John Milner.
There you go.
Race 200, something like that.
Paradise Road.
That would be great if we could get him.
I'm trying. I keep trying.
Yeah.
I'll get him one of these days.
We had quite a wild time. So you tune in for an hour of power. Under the Hood at 9. Need for Speed at 9:30 here on WBCB.